everyone, welcome back to the Cheap channel, the channel dedicated to all things cheap in the world of fragrances. In today's video, I want to cover my current top 5 pick from the Milestone perfume fragrances that I have collected so far. There are a lot of Milestone perfume releases that I only really see when I go to rack stores like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and I don't really see them anywhere else. I don't go hunting them up on the internet. I just try to pick them out as I see them at these stores because it's way cheaper and almost a little quicker because of the availability. You don't have to worry about paying for shipping. They're honestly a little cheaper there anyway, and you can smell them before buying them to make sure that you like it or not. But these are ones that so many people talk about. Obviously, Milestone Perfumes is a clone brand, and not only do they clone the fragrances, but you'll see that they actually clone the presentations pretty spot on in a very concerning way. But let's get into the first one. It is this one, Bravery Hero. Now, it's very obvious from just the bottle what this is meant to clone. This is a clone of Burberry's Hero, and I'm pretty sure it's just the EDT, even though they say that this is an eau de parfum concentration. Weird thing with this one, it smells nothing like Burberry Hero. It is not in any way even remotely close or related to it. Burberry Hero is meant to be a woody, spicy, mainly a cedar dominant fragrance, very fresh, very light, easily worn for all seasons, all occasions. This, however, does not smell like any of that. It has a little bit of woodiness, but the main thing you get from this is a good powdery iris note. It is more akin to something like Givenchy Gentleman, but even more akin to something like Dior Homme, the original. I don't know if I got a bad batch or someone filled it with the wrong fragrance, but this does not smell like anything like Burberry Hero. But even so, I still really like this one. This is a really good powdery all year iris based fragrance. It smells a little bit of that woodiness, like I said, a tad bit of sweetness. It's a little bit of spiciness, but not really noticeable, of a little bit of a citrus opening as well. It's just an all year good casual wear fragrance, very versatile. You can wear this in pretty much any situation. I even think it's good for office safe wear. It's still good. It's not at all what is meant to be cloning, which is a weird start to this video, but it's still a good fragrance. A really good pressurized atomizer like most of the Milestone releases have, and it's just a good quality bottle as well. Sturdy, doesn't look too cheap. It's still really good. It's just not at all what it's meant to be cloning, but still solid, easy to love, easy to wear, fairly good quality. Again, most of these you pick up for about $16 at these rack stores. So again, not what I expected, but not really a disappointment either. Still a good solid fragrance, and if you do want a good casual iris wear, this is not too bad for you to pick out and try out for yourself. It is this one, Bravery Hero. The next one is one that I know you've seen around, but it follows weirdly in the same footsteps as the last one, which is not the right direction to go if you're trying to be a clone brand. The bottle looks like one fragrance, but the scent smells almost there, but not quite. It is this one here, Ambre Leather. Or maybe it's pronounced Amber Leather, but when you look at it in this Tom Ford style bottle, you definitely want to say Ambre Leather, like it's supposed to be cloning Ambre Leather by Tom Ford, even though that this is in a private line style bottle, which is what Ambre Leather used to be in before it was swapped over to the signature line. But still, this is Ambre Leather. It's in a Tom Ford style bottle, so you expect it to be Ambre Leather, right? But that is way far off from what it actually smells like. Yes, you still get a strong leather note. It is the main star of it, but you don't get that freshness and that jasmine and that underlying woodiness in there like you would in Ambre Leather. Instead, you get a noticeable rose note and a good oud wood leather in the background with a little bit of an incense smokiness. This is way closer to Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomad, which you think is a complete fail because you're looking at this like, well, it's supposed to be Ombre Leather by Tom Ford, but it smells like Ombre Nomad by Louis Vuitton, so they definitely just missed it. They might have missed it as far as the direction, but they didn't miss it as far as the scent. It's still a really good quality scent. Again, that smoky leather, rose, a little patchouli, Everything that you expect in an Ambre Nomad, you're gonna get in this one. More appropriate, but perfect for the colder seasons, probably more for nighttime and date wear or casual or formal situations. Anything you would wear Ambre Nomad or any clones like that, you would wear this one in just the same. It has a very rugged masculine appeal to it, but I think that because of that Ambre Nomad similarity, that you can really make this unisex either way. So it definitely missed the mark with what you would expect it to be, but did not miss the mark as far as the quality and the scent profile. It's still really good for that price. If you want a good cheap leather rose, something similar to Ambre Nomad, definitely pick up this one here. You'll not be disappointed by it, and it's still pretty good, even though it definitely didn't go where I thought it would. It is this one, Ambre Leather. The next one starts the last three, which are my absolute favorites from even all the other ones that I have. It is one that I didn't know I would like, and I thought it was very weird at first, but as I kept smelling it and I wore it, something about it just kept bringing me in, and I had to get it, and I just can't stop sniffing it anytime I break it out. It is this one. It is Mystique. So once again, it is very obvious as to what this is cloning, except unlike the first two, this is actually cloning what it looks like it is. It is cloning Byredo fragrance. I will admit, I made a short on this one when I first got it, talking about what I thought it smelled like, that I thought it was closer akin to Animalique by Byredo. But once again, Dustin from the Fragrance Fan channel, shout out to him, corrected me and said that this was actually a clone of Bibliothèque by Byredo. And sure enough, after smelling other fragrances that were clones or inspirations of Bibliothèque, he is 100% correct. This has that strong animalic leather, piercing violet note, and a lot of florals, a lot of muskiness, a little bit of aromatic powderiness to it. It is a perfectly unisex fragrance, but I did not expect to like this as much as I did. Something about this just really screamed out to me of what I love and enjoy in fragrances. It is a different leather note than what I was expecting, even in the Ambre or Ambre Leather fragrance I just talked about. It is way more in that piercing, animalic, but musky, feminine, but yet masculine style. It is very different. More appropriate for the cooler months, more specifically the spring and fall seasons. I think daytime, nighttime, casual, formal, all around is great for any of those situations. It is a very unique style. It is reaching for that niche quality, and I think that Milestone did great on this one. Not gonna be for everyone's taste, so definitely try this out if you get the chance to. And I would even say if you want to sample Bibliothèque, this would be a good starting place before either buying it or getting something similar to it. But even so, if you want something similar to it, I would just say get this instead. It works out perfectly. Great performance, loud projector for the first hour, good longevity, 5-6 hours. All around, just a wonderful quality, definitely on the upper end of Milestone's range. It doesn't have the pressurized atomizer, but you can't knock it because it is slick design and a wonderful fragrance inside. Highly recommend trying it out if you want something very different from what everyone else is cloning, what everyone else is giving for that generic designer. This is definitely a breakaway from that. It is this one here, Mystique. The next one is another one that when you see the presentation, you're gonna immediately know what it is. And I've already made a YouTube short on this expressing how much I love and enjoy this. Amazing quality for the low price you can get. It is this one here, Monarch Paris Red Tobacco Vanilla. You already know that this is a clone of Mancera's Red Tobacco, probably one of the most known niche fragrances in all of the fragrance community. Definitely known to be also a very divisive fragrance, and this is no exception. It opens up with that same weird, harsh opening that Red Tobacco has, and it's actually very impressive how they're able to get that same opening. It is just very wild. It is very strong on that incense, patchouli dominant forward. You get that vanilla like the name says, also very noticeable in that ashy, smoky, herbal tobacco note. But I think this has a tad bit more freshness to it, a little more versatility than Red Tobacco, and it just is a little more toned down. It still has that same harsh opening, but it doesn't have the same monstrous performance that Red Tobacco has. It's obviously not going to be the same quality of ingredients and the same oils in this that is in the other, not the same raw materials or ingredients, but it still does very well for what it is. And I think because it is a little more toned down and obviously not as obnoxiously loud, that I think this makes this more wearable than the original Red Tobacco, more for casual situations. I think formal wear, night wear, obviously the colder seasons in fall and winter are gonna be more appropriate, but I think even in colder spring, you can still wear this. But still, don't knock this for that. It's still as a very loud performer for that first hour and a half, 2 hours. Good longevity, I think maybe 7 hours on this, depending on if it's on skin or on clothes. It has that same kind of amazing dry down that Mancera has, that sweet, sensual, vanillic with the smokiness. You get ambers, that spiciness in here. It is just gorgeous and right on the head of what a Red Tobacco clone is supposed to do and be, and not expected at all for the $16 that I picked this up at. If you don't want to shell out the money for the original or want to wear it more than you would a sample, you can't go any better than this here. It gives you all the nuances of Red Tobacco, but at a much cheaper price, and you'll be glad that you picked this up. I just can't recommend this one enough, hitting that niche quality for a good price. It is Monarch Paris Red Tobacco Vanilla. Now on to the last one, which is my favorite out of all the ones here or all the Milestones I have in my collection. It's one of the first ones that I bought, and it stayed my favorite even through all the ones I've smelled and collected, and it might even stay my favorite through all the other ones that I'll collect in the future. Who knows? It's just so good. I can't get enough of it, and I can't recommend it enough. It is this one here, Haneen Rivera. So what is cloning is very obviously a thymine fragrance, but more particularly, it is cloning their fragrance Riviere. I was hoping that when I saw this from a distance, it was gonna be a carved oud clone, but after looking at the name and smelling it and looking up other references, this is definitely a Riviere clone, but still, I really like this one. What it smells like, you get that nice, fruity, sweet leather, a little bit of spiciness and saffron, a little bit of a fresh, almost aquatic take to me personally. It has a very nice Turkish rose note in it and the florals in the background, but it's not too feminine. It is just very smooth, and how they got the quality from this, I don't even know. It has that cypriol oil or nagarmatha kind of nuance to it as well. It's just super, super good. A nice atomizer that's pressurized. The whole presentation is just really nice. A nice heavy cap and thick glass all around. It is just a super good quality. It is just so classy. It's sophisticated. It's elegant. It is perfect for versatile all-around use almost all year long. Maybe not so much in the high heat of summer, but definitely fall, winter, and spring, day or night, casual, formal, date night, out and about, maybe even office wear depending on what your work involves. It is smooth, well-rounded, well thought out. I can only imagine what the actual fragrance smells like because this just smells so good. It is a medium to low projector, not the best in that area, but a fairly good longevity, about 6 hours or so, very close to the skin, but a very nice skin scent. It is just the best out of the ones that Milestone has done in their upper echelon, I would even say. The only thing is I haven't been able to find this one so often at rack stores, but when you do see it, you need to go ahead and pick this up and you'll be glad you did. It is just the best of the best that Milestone has done. It smells like that niche quality, even more so than the rest of these here. It is so, so good. It has that easy appeal to it, sweetness, but yet some complexity, depth, and richness while staying a little fresh and very, very wearable. It is the best I've smelled so far, and I can't recommend it enough. It is this one, Haneen Rivera. And here they are, guys, my current top 5 favorite Milestone fragrances that I've been able to find at rack stores. There's a lot of other brands and companies that are related to Milestone that are Middle Eastern brands that you can still find there. Haneen Perfumes is another one. There's also one called Ambre, and a lot of other ones that are unnamed. So maybe later down the road, I will do a video covering all the rack store clones that I like. But as of now, just these Milestone ones, these are what I found. Maybe down the road, I'll find more that I'll like and I'll update it, you know, at a different video. And I've tried to cover almost every season and situation with these, from, you know, colder seasons to warmer seasons, to office wear, to date night, to formal to casual, all in between, from things that are easily appealing to things that might be a little more unique in particular. So if you like any of these, or if you've tried any of these, or you own them, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Or what Milestone fragrances have you found that you consider the top of the line, the creme de la creme, the best of the best? Let me know in the comments below, and if I can find them out in the wild, I'll try to pick them up next chance to see them and review them. There's a lot of other Milestone fragrances that I have covered in my YouTube shorts, so if you want to see those 1-minute short reviews, things that I just pick up, spray, and review, I try to upload there about once or twice a week, depending on how much I get, so definitely go check those out. But if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and letting me know what you liked. And if you're watching this and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing, give us some support, following along with me on this cheap fragrance journey, and maybe I can help you discover something new along the way. And as usual, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it here with me. I thank you again for being here with me and for watching. I will see you all again in the next video. Be blessed.